On the notes handout that was given to you, if you take a look at number 4, you should see this triangle, and we are asked to solve the triangle. So I need to find the measure of angle B. To do that, I'm going to subtract 128 and 33 from 180. So I have 180 minus 161, and the measure of angle B is 19 degrees. So to solve for little c, I have little c over the sine of 128 is equal to 16 over the sine of 33. So little c is going to be equal to 16 times the sine of 128 divided by the sine of 33. So I have 16 sine of 128 divided by the sine of 33, and it tells us to round our length to the nearest tenth. So little c is approximately equal to 23.1. And then in a similar setup, I will solve for b. So I have little b over the sine of 19, in this case, because that's what we found angle B to be, is equal to 16 over the sine of 33. So I have B is equal to 16 times the sine of 19 divided by the sine of 33. So B is equal to 16 sine of 19 divided by the sine of 33, and B is going to be approximately equal to 9.6. If you look at number 8, then we are asked to find the measure of angle C. So the measure of angle C is going to be equal to 180 minus 102 minus 38. So this is going to be minus 140, which is going to give me 40 degrees. And I am solving for little c and little b. So I have b over the sine of angle B, which is 102, is equal to 20 over the sine of angle A, which is 38. So I have B equals 20 times the sine of 102 divided by the sine of 38. So B is approximately equal to 31.8. And then to solve for little c, I will have little c over the sine of 40 is equal to 20 over the sine of 38. So little c is equal to 20 times the sine of 40 divided by the sine of 38. So little c is approximately equal to 20.9. In number 12, you're doing the same thing. It's just given to you. Instead of giving you a diagram, they give you the information. So what it represents is I have this triangle ABC, and angle A is 85 degrees, angle B is 35 degrees, and little c is 30. And so you need to find the measure of angle C, which is 180 minus 85 minus 35. So this is minus 120, so it gives you 60 degrees. And then to solve for little a and little b, then I have a over the sine of 85 is equal to 30 over the sine of 60. So A equals 30 times the sine of 85 divided by the sine of 60. And this gives you A is approximately equal to 34.5. And then to solve for B, we have B over the sine of 35 is equal to 30 over the sine of 60. So B equals 30 times the sine of 35 divided by the sine of 60. And this gives you little b is approximately equal to 19.9. In number 18, you are determining how many triangles, and it says to solve the triangle, but I'm not going to have you do that. If you can just tell me how many triangles, that's great. So in 18, we're given that A is 30, B is 20, and the measure of angle A is 50 degrees. So you decide, is my A acute? And if it is, then I need to compare. So I find my height, and I have 20 times the sine of 50. So my height is going to be about 15.3. So at the moment, I have 15.3 is less than 30, so I have H is less than A. But I have my A is greater than my B. So when that happens, that means I have exactly one triangle. In number 24, we have A equals 10, B equals 30, and the measure of angle A is 150 degrees. Well, when this happens, we're obtuse, so we can either be one triangle or no triangles. So we have our height is going to be 30 times the sine of 150, and that's going to give me a height of 15. Well, this means that your H is greater than your A, which can't ever happen. You can't ever have your height greater than your A. You're either less than your A or you're equal to your A. So when this happens, that means you can't possibly be a triangle. And then in 28, we have A is 7, B is 28, and the measure of angle A is 12. So we find our H, so we have 28 times the sine of 12, and this is going to give us about 5.8. So I have 5.8 is less than 7 is less than 28. So I have H is less than A is less than B, which means we could have two different triangles that occur. If you jump down to number 34, this is where you use your area formula. So they tell us that the measure of angle A is 22 degrees, B is 20 feet, and C is 50 feet. So I have my area is equal to half of B times C times the sine of 22. Which means my area is going to be approximately equal to 187.3 feet squared.